And I was putting so much pressure on my business to be my only creative outlet. And I'm a very creative, artistic person. I've got to have my hands in projects. And so just in the last year, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to paint again. I'm going to do art again. And it has been it's incredible. And I've thought about, and I've had that moment of like, why am I doing this? I'm spending like all this money on canvases and supplies. And there's a whole room in my house now dedicated. It's called the art studio. And I'm like, maybe I need to turn this into a business to justify it. And I was like, whoa, wait, hang on a second. What if the only purpose for this is for me to have fun, be creative, and have joy? Because who am I as a person now in my business when I choose that? And yeah, there are some, I've got some ideas of how to leverage it because my marketing brain can't help it. Like, I could make this or I could do that. So I guess this is like the permission slip from both of us, because I get that you do this too.
Yes.
Pursue those passions. Maybe not all at the same time. You can't, in my experience, build 7 businesses all at the same time, but do you have a core business? And on the side, you're doing something else. Like, are you actually the kind of person who needs that to be fulfilled? You actually do better when you have more on your plate than when you have not as what you need on your plate. Like, I actually get a lot more done when I have a project list that's a mile long and I look at my days and it's like, okay. And it's not about pushing and, the hustle. It's like, wow, I get to do a lot of different stuff every day. And that's how I thrive.
I love that thrive mentality, because even though I have a lot of projects going, I have my business writing, I have my pen name writing, I have other businesses. I really feel that each one gives me the outlet I need to grow my business, to grow me.
Yeah.
And I love doing that. So what you've just shared some things that tie into my next question. What do you feel has been the keys to your success?
My stubborn tenacity.
Stubborn tenacity.
My rebellious heart of like, oh, you tell me I can't do that? I'll show you.
Yeah.
I tell myself I can't do that. I like to prove it myself wrong too. And I've had some doozies in business. I've made some really big mistakes. My first women's conference, I lost 40 grand and I was making no money. It was, to say that it sucked was an understatement. And I remember, like, there was a few weeks I cried. I felt bad about myself. I had a lovely pity party. And it was very clear. It was just like, I could just see it in my mind's eye. Like, I'm at a crossroads here.
Yeah.
Do I let this define me and take me down? And do I go get a job, which would be fine? Or do I learn something from here, change this, and then teach other people what I learned? And it was like, I've got a choice here. It was like the universe, God, whatever that is for you, like telling me, like, what do you choose? But you are not a victim to this. You absolutely chose it unconsciously, a lot of it, but I created that experience. And so that stubborn, just like, no, I'm not going to let this define me. So I went on to create 6-figure profits from my events and taught other people and paid that money back. Like, it was 18 months of a lot of hard work. And I'm so glad for that experience, because I know what it's like to have such an amazing vision, but not have the structure to support it.
Yes.
I was making a lot of decisions based on my heart, and my head was in the sand when it came to numbers, profitability, like, how am I going to make money on this event? It was like, oh no, it'll be fine. And so when I hear other people say, oh, it'll be fine, it's no problem, I'm like, hey, well, hang on. Yeah, that's a familiar conversation. It's not going to be fine. You've got to have, follow your heart, follow your vision, and put your feet on the ground. Not put your head on the clouds, and have some strategies and have, like, honor all of you, not just the vision. And because we're visionaries, I love it. And get your feet on the ground. What are the strategies? What actually is going to work for you?
And you have to surround yourself with people who can take action.
Yes.
Not people who are in the clouds with you. And there is a difference. You have to know. One of the things when I bring people on my team, I ask them to take a personality test. And I know personality tests don't really hone in on whether this person will fit inside your team, but it gives me an idea of how they will fit in and a good idea of how I can manage them and how to encourage them to be the best they can be. And I think that by doing that, it's helped me to determine who will fit and who won't fit. And I have surrounded my people with doers. I mean, not my people. I've surrounded myself with people who are doers and not just visionaries, because I want to be the only visionary. I want to be the only one with my head in the clouds, because I need people who can take what's in my head and implement it.
Yes.
And so I think if you have a team of doers, people who know what they're doing, who are specialists in what they want to do, you can do that. And I've recently started an internship programs too, where I bring in those who've just graduated from college or who are in college, and I teach them to do what I'm doing. It's a lot of reading and assessing in the beginning, and where they're learning, not just book learning, but they're actually learning how things work in the real world.
Yeah.
And then once they do that, I start showing them how they can do whatever they've been brought in to learn, to intern about, and walking them through them. So it's about 60 to 90-day internship where they are learning to be doers. And at the end, they have the opportunity to become a paid person on my team, or they can move on to something else. I love doing that because it's my way of giving back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, it's the time has flown. I know. I keep talking, but we're at the point in the podcast where I want you to shine. And this is where I want you to just be specific about how people can get in touch with you, and just any last things you want to share that can help you shine. Go for it.
Well, I've first just loved this conversation, so thank you. And, if you're listening to this, there might be something in you that is wondering, like, how we can do all these things like we've talked about, and I really believe that the visionary entrepreneurs, like you and myself, Kim, we're changing how business is done. We're changing how the world works.
Yes.
And there's so much other possibility than you've ever been taught, than you've ever been given permission to actually have. And so the only proof that you need that your vision is possible is the very fact that you have the vision. Otherwise, it wouldn't even occur to you. It wouldn't even be in your mind. Like, I don't sit here and go, gosh, I wish I was a brain surgeon. Like, no, that is not like, no. And so pay attention to that. It is not by accident. And so if you would like some support from an intuitive place and also a very highly strategic place, then my website is angellajohnson.com, Angela 2 L's, angellajohnson.com. I've got a free course there where I go into even more depth in the 3 money keys, the message, marketing, and money makers. A couple other components there too. So there's a free it's called Business-Alchemy course. You can check that out. And I like to end a lot of my interviews with just this thought, because it keeps coming back to me, is that you're right on time.
Yes.
You cannot be late to your own life. And it might feel that way. It might be, I'm too old. I've got too much debt. I haven't figured it out now. What's going to change? Like, well, just ask yourself honestly, does that level of thinking actually contribute to your vision or kill your vision? Right. And so, yes, there's some mindset piece here, but really is, what do you choose? And so I just go, you're right on time. And the only proof you need that this is possible is the very fact that you have the vision. So what action are you going to take today to move that vision along? Because thinking about it for another year is not going to solve anyone's problems, including yours. What is one thing you can do to forward that vision? And then tomorrow, what is one thing? So if you do one thing every day, what would your life be like a year from now? Like, it could be that simple. So I just want to end, with that note and just keep going. Like, if it's a rebellious heart, like what I have, like, don't let anything, including your past, define what is possible for your future. And I know that could sound cliche, but it's really true.
Wow, that is just awesome. I'm so glad that I had you today, Angela. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
And once again, I am Kim Beasley, your host for Pamper My Business podcast.
Hi, this is Michelle Lowry, owner of Michelle V. Lowry Online Business Solutions. I give busy entrepreneurs more time. I offer email management, customer service, and administrative support to online service providers. If you'd like to learn more, visit me at my website, michellelowryva.com. I look forward to seeing you there. Have a great day.
You have been listening to Pamper My Business podcast, and I am your host, Kim Beasley. Join the Pamper My Business community by visiting pampermybusiness.com, where you will find our free training along with our masterclass so that you can continue your learning journey about building your brand online.